Hi everyone, today we're going to be making this delicious pot of banga soup. If you're new here, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Abby Soto, also known as Meals with Abby, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you'd like to see a step-by-step process on how to make your own banga soup, then keep on watching. For the banga soup, you're going to need these ingredients. The first one is the palm nut or the banga. This is where you get your banga extract from. Another option is to use the canned palm nut, but in this video, we're using the real one, which is this one. For my proteins, I have some fresh fish, I have cow leg, I have some cow skin, momo. I also have some cooked goat meat, and then I have some assorted. Now, you can use any protein of choice, whatever it is that you have available, please use it. There's something called banga spice, which is a blend of different ingredients. It's usually sold like this, but if you cannot get this, you can still make your banga soup. If you can get it, please lay your hands on it. It just helps to intensify the flavor of the banga. You'll also be needing this stick that looks like a chewy stick, but it's not. It's called oburunbebe stick. I don't know if I'm correct, but this is used in banga soup. The local market women would have this if you live in Nigeria. And then onions and pepper. We're going to be blending this together into a puree. Now let's start cooking. Firstly, you want to ensure that you wash this palm nut. It is really important. I didn't show that part in this video. Pour it into your pot and then add some water. We're going to be allowing this boil. This took a lot of time, you guys. This is probably why some people would prefer to get the canned banga. But for me, the first time I made banga soup with the canned one, I didn't like the taste. But when I used this one, I did like the taste. So you want to cook the banga until you can actually crush the palm nuts with your hands. Now transfer the banga into a sieve and you want to strain out the dirty water, the water you get from it. You're going to rinse it about once or twice, but not for too long, so that you do not allow the palm nut cool completely. We do not want that. We still want it to be warm. By the way, did you know that palm oil is actually extracted from this palm nuts or the banga? This is actually what they blend and they crush to get the palm oil that we use in cooking and in doing other stuff. After rinsing, you're going to transfer this, or I'm going to transfer this into a food processor. Listen, you guys, I'm a 21st century wife or woman. I do not like stress. Typically, they would do this in a mortar, but I mean, we have our food processor. Just use the dough blade, and this got crushed in less than 3 minutes. I do not want to exaggerate, so I wouldn't say 2 minutes. So let's say that this got crushed in less than 5 minutes, give or take. It did the job. I mean, why do I have to sweat and start pounding my palm nuts? This is the Butcher Mix food processor, and here's the results. You would actually have to go through a lot of stress doing this with your mortar, but this is 2025. Thank God for technology. Don't mind me, you guys. If you do not have a food processor, just get either a pestle. You can do it in your pot. Please ensure that the pot is strong, or you can just do it in your mortar and pestle. Transfer this into a bowl, and I'm going to be adding some hot water into this. Now, this is how you're actually going to get the liquid from it. You want to add as much water as you need. I wish I added a lot of water initially, but I was also trying to be careful so that I do not add too much water and it becomes too runny or too liquid. After adding the water, just combine everything together and ensure that you get enough liquid and extract from the palm nut. Now, this is me trying to squeeze out the palm nut so I can get my liquid, and this was hot. It was still hot. I don't know what I was thinking, even with my glove. I grabbed my wooden spoon and I used this to separate the chaff from the liquid as much as I could, just the way you can see me do on your screen. Now, however it is that you want to extract your liquid, please do what works for you. Then you're going to run this through a smaller sieve just to separate the dirt or if there are any other particles from the main liquid itself. So that's what I'm doing here. And also please ensure that when you're pouring it, most times you have dirt settle at the bottom of the bowl. So do not pour everything into your sieve because you might have tiny particles that will still run through the sieve and feel like sand in the soup. Hey guys, if at this point you're still watching, that means you're enjoying the video. Please hit the like button. If you hit the like button, YouTube is going to recommend this video to other people because then they know that people actually enjoy watching it. And I'm sure you're enjoying watching this recipe. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. This is our first long form video in 2025, and trust me, there is a lot more to come. So now I'm transferring the thick paste back into the bowl. I'm going to add the shaft back and add more water because I want to get more liquid. So I'm basically going to repeat the process one more time to get as much liquid as I can. And this is all the extract I got from 1 derica of palm nuts. This is what it looks like. It's a bit runny, so cooking time might be longer. I'm going to add in the banga stick and we're going to allow this cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. You want to cook this uncovered because if you cover it, it might bubble and spill out of your pot. Now this is what we have. It has reduced in size. It has been cooking for a while. The consistency has started to thicken. If you want it thicker, just cook it, for a longer period. It's going to reduce in size and also get thick. Now you go in with your banga spice, combine this together, and then add all your proteins. Banga soup is actually very easy to cook. It just takes a while to get your palm nuts soft. So now I'm adding in all my proteins, the assorted meat, the cow leg, the cow skin, the goat meat, and then this is the blend of the yellow pepper and onions. So combine this together, give it a really good mix, and then we're going to cover this and allow cook on medium to low heat for about 15 minutes. The soup has been cooking for about 18 minutes and it has thickened. It's actually a bit too thick for me. So I'm going to add in some hot water before going in with the spices. I prefer adding the seasonings at this stage because some of the flavor from the proteins we added will still get into the soup and I do not want an over seasoned banga soup. I added some seasoning powder, a little bit of crayfish and then salt. Combined together, I'm going to taste this again until I'm satisfied with the taste. Then I'll go ahead to add in the fish. Fish doesn't take a long time to cook, so that's usually the last protein to add into the soup. I'll carefully, combine this together, cover and allow this steam for about 5 minutes. Now the banga soup is almost done. We just have the last ingredient, which is the Beletete leaf. I don't know if I'm correct, you guys, but I'm going to leave it in the description box. This is the last leaf. It's like the icing on the cake and it just brings everything together. You can also use dried bitter leaf if you do not have access to get this Beletete. I don't know if I'm correct. My Delta people, please correct me if I'm wrong. I have a question, you guys. Do you taste your food while you're cooking or do you cook without tasting? Because when I'm making soups, I kind of like to taste pretty often. Turn off your heat after adding the dried leaves and then the heat residue from the pot will actually do the rest of the cooking. That's it, banga soup is ready to be served. Banga soup is typically paired with starch. I haven't tasted starch before, but I had this with yellow curry and also white rice. It was so good. If you watched up until this stage, please type banga soup in the comment section. I really hope you guys recreate this recipe. Banga soup is so delicious. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also remember, cooking is easy. Bye!